Today's Praise in Peril devotional thought is, if we confess our sins. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. This devotional is based on Isaiah 55 and verse 7. I got baptized when I was 11 years old. The first few years were smooth sailing for me. I loved going to church. I loved my church family, and I just loved how Christ was at the center of my life. However, as I progressed further into my teens, my curiosity to see the world increased. I was tired and bored of the routines in my life. All day Mondays to Fridays was school. Church was all day on Saturday, and then Sunday was preparation for school again. It was then that I started to experiment the things of the world. At first, I felt so guilty and so sinful. I cried and promised God I would never do the activities again. Then before I knew it, I was committing the very same sins at a greater degree. I became reluctant to pray. I thought it made no sense to make these promises to God and myself, knowing very well that I couldn't follow through. I was about 16 years old when I started to take pleasure in these sinful activities. Now I'm almost 22 years old, and that sin has held me longer and brought me further than I planned. As a result, I am at an all-time low in my spiritual journey. Some nights ago, as I lay in bed reflecting on the sin that I seem to struggle with the most, I told God that I needed His help in being an overcomer. Would you believe that the following night I committed the very same sin? It was as if my mind said no, but the devil just commanded me and volunteered my body. I didn't bother to ask God to forgive me after I sinned that night. I didn't pray again until the following morning as I went through the lesson, High Thoughts and Ways. I was reminded in Isaiah 55 verses 6 to 13 that if I forsake my unrighteous ways, then God will pardon me abundantly, as His thoughts and ways are higher than mine. I implore us to flee from sin. And when we sin, do not become discouraged to the point of neglecting prayer. Be reminded that where sin abounds, grace much more abounds. It doesn't matter how much you have sinned. God is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness the moment we confess our sins to Him. 1 John 1 and verse 19. This was your Praise in Peril devotional thought, written anonymously by a youth of the Northeast Jamaica Conference, and I am Tasha Gilbert.